Namaskaram. Today's story is called Seven Brides for Seven Princes, written by Ruskin Bond, who is also my favorite author. Before beginning with the story, I shall introduce you to the Indian classical dance mudras or hand gestures I have used during the story. King, seven, sons or people, handsome or beautiful, intelligent, brave, marry, bride or woman, fate, come back or invite, monkey, banyan tree, bow and arrow, shooting of the arrow, peacock, deer, squirrel, friend, purity. Once upon a time, there was a king who had 7 sons. The sons were equally handsome, intelligent, and brave. The king loved them equally, and when they grew up, the king built for each of them magnificent palaces. When it was time for them to get married, the king sent his ambassadors all over the kingdom to search for brides of equal beauty and talent. The ambassadors went all over the kingdom, but they came back without finding suitable brides. The king was very gloomy and despondent at this. Looking at his condition, the chief minister of the kingdom told him, "Your Majesty, we know it is impossible to get brides matching the beauty and talent of your sons. So why don't we leave it to fate and see if we get ideal brides?" So he came up with a scheme to which all the sons agreed. The sons were taken to the tallest tower of the fort, which overlooked the entire city as well as the neighboring countrysides. 7 bows and arrows were placed before them, and they were told to shoot in whichever direction they pleased to, and they pledged they would marry the daughter upon whose house the arrow landed, be it the daughter of a prince or a peasant. So the sons, they took the bows and arrow and they shot in all possible direction, and the arrow of all the sons except the youngest son landed on houses of extremely reputable and respectable families. But the arrow of the youngest son was not to be found. Servants ran in all directions in search of the arrow, and after a long search, they found the arrow embedded on the trunk of a huge banyan tree, upon which sat a monkey. The king was very upset to hear this, because this meant the youngest son would have to marry the monkey, which was not acceptable to him at all. So he called a meeting with all the ministers, and they decided the youngest son would be given a second chance. But the youngest son, he refused. He said, "It is the good fate of all my brothers that they got such beautiful brides, but I made a pledge, and I am not going to break it. I know I cannot marry the monkey, but I will make her my companion and take her to my palace. So the marriage of all the other sons took place with great pomp and pleasure. The entire city was ablaze with lights. The houses were decorated with leaves of mangoes and banana trees. There was music, there were drums, women dancing all about, children playing, and a lot of joy and feast. But in the palace of the youngest prince, the monkey was given a choker of diamond, and she sat on a cushioned seat. And the prince sat next to her, and they both looked at each other gloomily. Do you know, I am as sad as you are, but I will make this place a very happy one for you. Are you hungry? And he took a bowl of grapes and offered one to her. So with the passage of time, the monkey and the prince, they became great friends. They were seen taking walks in the palace garden, and sometimes the monkey got on the shoulder of the prince and they seemed to be making a conversation. With the passage of time, the king realized all his sons, including the youngest one, were very happy and content in their lives. So he decided he, along with his ambassadors, would visit the palace of the princes and take some presents for his daughters-in-law. Lavish arrangements were made in the palace of the princes, and the king and his people were invited, and the king gifted the daughters-in-law beautiful jewelry and magnificent clothes. But the youngest prince was very worried because he had to introduce the monkey as his companion, which meant great mockery from the people. Dear friend, what shall we do now? The monkey could not talk much, but she was a very patient listener. While the prince was talking, he saw she was gesturing to him with her hands. He realized she was holding something. It was a piece of broken pottery, and there was something written on it. It read, "Dear Prince, do not worry. Go back to the banyan tree where you found me. There's a hollow in the trunk of the banyan tree. Drop the shard in the hollow and wait and see what happens." The prince did exactly what he was told. He went to the banyan tree and he dropped the shard in the hole and he waited. Very soon appeared a beautiful fairy princess, and she told the prince, "Come, follow me. The queen of fairies wants to see you." The prince was a little hesitant at first, but then he followed the fairy princess. They made their way into the hollow of the banyan tree, and after groping in the dark for a little while, he saw a wonderfully lit garden, at the end of which was a magnificent palace. In between, avenues of trees with beautiful creepers. There was a stream of water. He looked around. There were peacocks and deer running about, and squirrels frisking about. And he realized this place was more beautiful than the world outside. He went on till he reached golden steps before a huge door which opened up into a huge hall, at the center of which sat the fairy princess, the queen of fairies. She said, "Dear prince, do not worry at all. I know all about your problems. Go to the palace. Invite your father and your brothers and your people, and I shall take care of the rest." So the prince went back to his palace, and the next morning when he woke up and went to the garden, he saw a strange but magnificent sight. There were pomegranate trees laden with fruits and a lavish arrangement of food. There were pilaus and biryanis and curries and sweets and fruits. And soon the servant arrived announcing the arrival of the king. Dinner was soon served, and now it was time for the prince to introduce his companion. And the attendants thought, it is time for great entertainment. The prince very reluctantly went to his room, and as soon as he opened the door, he saw the fairy queen at the center of the room, sitting on a golden throne. "Dear prince, please accept my hand in marriage. I have sent the monkey away." As soon as the prince heard that, he burst into tears. "How could you do that? No amount of beauty can compensate for my friendship with my monkey. Please restore my monkey." "Never mind about the beauty, but you should see the pain I have taken in all these arrangements." "I do not care for any of this or any leisure. Please restore my monkey and I shall be your slave forever." "You see in me your friend and companion. It was me who took the form of a monkey. You can look at the skin of the monkey lying in the corner of the room. I did this to test your sincerity and purity." The prince turned around, and he indeed saw the skin of the monkey lying at the corner of the room. He was taken aback but was very happy. He accepted the fairy queen as his bride, and he introduced her to the entire kingdom. And the king was extremely happy to have such a beautiful bride for his youngest son.